So, hello. It's been a few minutes since I posted last. I'm working on a new project here. I wanted you to see mostly the quilt. So what I did was this quilt top was already pieced together, and it's made of polyester. I was asked if I could finish it because it was a quilt from a friend. A friend had asked me to fix it, and she said that her mother put it together, but she had taken the backing off of it because the backing was kind of wore off. And so I put the black border on and then this pink border to match it, and then I put a backing on it. So, and of course, the batting. So what I was going to do was I was going to knot it on the floor because she said it was knotted before. And you use, like thread like this to knot it. And so it's not as involved as quilting it. But what I decided to do was put it in my quilting frame because it was easier to work on because it's a bigger quilt. It's about a twin size. And so what I'm doing is I'm quilting the borders, and I think I'm going to go around each of these blocks, and then I'm going to put knots in each of the colored blocks. So that's what my plans are for now. They might change because sometimes I change them. But as it is, I have already stitched the pink on both sides, and I was going to stitch the black in the ditch, of course. So I'm using actually pink thread where I'm stitching on the pink, and for the black part I am actually using a different needle with black thread. So that's where I'm at right now. I am on the black. Let me see, I want to put that needle where I can find it. Okay, so here we are. I actually did not stitch here. I stitched down here. So I think I'm going to take out my pin because I leave my pins in. I had it pinned together because I was just going to knot it sitting in my chair or on the floor in a hoop. And I decided that it was going to be too much bulk. And I've done them that way before, but it's still kind of bulky. So for my benefit, it's getting harder for me to do stuff like that. It's just a lot, and my shoulder was bothering me, and I just thought, well, I'm just going to put it in my big frame because it's a lot easier to work with. So here we are. I'm going along the black border here, stitching in the ditch. Not sure if you can see very well. I just wanted to make, the borders a little puffy and stand out some. And I will possibly, I'm not sure what I want to do. I might stitch down each of these seam lines also, and then maybe also put like knotting in the center. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. I'm going to do the borders first and see how that looks, and then I'm going to try knotting a little bit of it and see how I like it. If I don't like it, I'll take it out, and then I'll just stitch it with quilting stitches. But as it is, that was my original plans, because she said, oh, you can just knot it because that's the way it was before. Knotting is a lot quicker, I have to say. You don't have all the stitches, and you just put a couple knots throughout the quilt, you know, enough to hold it. So if I was going to knot it, I was going to do, you know, each of these squares, I would probably put 4 to 5 knots in each square, and the same with these. And then the corner squares, I'd maybe put 1 or 2, probably 2. But yeah, it's not as time consuming to knot a quilt. You can get them done quite a bit quicker than hand quilting the whole thing. But I like the looks of more stitching, hand quilting. So I might just do more of it. She thought I couldn't hand quilt it because it's polyester on the top. The cotton, you know, is a little bit easier to quilt through, but the polyester really isn't that bad. I've never done a polyester top quilt. My backing is cotton also, but this part is all made of polyester. Of course, back then that's what they used. They used whatever they had, and that was a popular material back then. So if they made clothing out of it and they had extra, you know, a lot of time they did a patchwork quilt to use it up. So we will see how it goes. Alright, so I got that part done. So I can only stitch up so far along the edges, and then I roll the quilt as I go. These quilt frames are handy for big quilts. I don't normally put my baby quilts on them. I always use the hoops. I just find it's easier. But as you can see, like, I have it rolled. Now, what I did was, and I don't normally do this, I had it all pinned together. I had the 3 layers pinned together because I was going to knot it. And it was getting to be too much. It was cumbersome. So I rolled it up onto my quilt arm, all 3 layers at once. What you're supposed to do is roll your backing onto it and your batting. You lay that across it once you have the backing rolled up like a scroll, and then you have your starting point, which is this side. So then you'll lay your quilt top on top and pin it to hold it, and then pin it down the sides to hold it, and then you'll secure the sides with some of these little bands that go, you know, clear to the edge of the post, if you can see that. Kind of hard to see it, isn't it? But I only have 1 on it right now. I usually have 3 or 4 across the sides to hold this tighter, so it's not quite taut, is how they say it. But it's not bad. Anyhow, so then your top layer will dangle over the edge, and you'll just roll it as you go. But since I already had this pinned, I just rolled all 3 layers up. You have to pin it to your pole, you know. You'll pin the edging to this fabric that's on your pole, and then you roll it like a scroll. And that's where I'm at. I should have probably did a video and showed it to you, but I don't know. I was in a hurry that day, and I just wanted to get it on the frame, and I didn't think to make the video. So this is where I'm at then. Okay, I 10 minutes, but I'm going to start in this stitch up here on the other side of the black material. And so right now I am actually quilting in a ditch where the polyester meets the cotton. And it's not that bad to quilt through. I mean, it's actually, my needle actually goes through the polyester pretty easy. Like I said before, I never worked with the polyester to actually quilt with it. But right now, it seems to be good. I mean, it's gliding through pretty nice. So I think I could quilt it, all of it, but I just might do partial quilting and partial knotting of the quilt. Now, where I'm at in the ditch, I do have thicker fabric because there's a seam line, and the seam line sometimes gets pulled one way or another, so you might hit it in certain areas. So where it is thicker, it's, yeah, a little bit harder to put the needle through, but pretty much that's with any type of fabric. But as it is, it's not too bad. So when you're quilting on here, like it's the same with the hoop. You always have one hand underneath. Now this is a little floppier than I usually keep it. I usually do it a little bit tighter, so if you need to tighten it, you can roll the bar towards you and it'll tighten it up. So there, you know, you can see it tightened it up. I could probably tighten it a couple more knots. Ouch. There I go, poking myself again. But it's not bad where it's at. So I might put a couple more of these little things to tighten it this way. I usually do that when I'm quilting. I have them pulled and you attach them here and put a pin in it to hold it. And then, you know, it'll pull tight. So, there you are. If you have any questions about the quilt frame itself, I'll pull the video back and you can see more of it. See how you have your little handles. You pull them up to loosen the bar, and then you push it back down to make it tight. Then you have your crisscross bars on the bottom for support. And you can even adjust the height of your quilt level. So I can lower it or raise it one more notch. I probably could lower it one more notch. It's a little bit higher than I like right now. So anyhow, that is where I am at. I've been saying a lot of so's today. I don't mean to be doing that. That's a little bit annoying. So if you have any other questions about the quilt frame, just, you know, leave me a message and I'll try to answer it for you. I'm going to stop my video right here and I will see you next time. Keep quilting and have fun doing it. Bye.